My name is Reynaldo Sanchez, and I'm a technology instructor here at the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind. And so basically, what I do here is I work with adults mostly during the week, and I teach them how to use the technology that they have. So whether it be a computer or a tablet or a smartphone, and how they can use it with the remaining vision that they have, if any. And I also teach the transition program, which is the teenagers, the same thing. So I teach them how to use their technology at school, their computers, and any applications, and school websites, how to navigate them, and all things of that sort. And so what I'm here to do today is I'm going to be demonstrating some of the software that I teach my clients here at the Miami Lighthouse. And so what I'll cover today is we're going to go through what Fusion is, which is a combination of zoomtext and JAWS. So you'll learn about zoomtext and JAWS, and then Fusion, which is exactly what the name says. It's them fused together. And then we'll also go through some the Windows Ease of Access Center, which contains the Windows magnifier and other contrast settings for low vision users. All right, so on my desktop here, I have three applications that I want to discuss with you. So the first one is ZoomText 2021. So ZoomText is a screen enlargement software. So it magnifies the screen for low vision users. And I will open it in just a moment. And in ZoomText, you also have some additional settings that help with cursor enhancements and mouse pointer enhancements, color inversion, things like that we'll see soon. And then for users who are totally blind, there's the application called JAWS, which is Job Access with Speech. And that application echoes everything that's on the screen to the user. So it tells the user everything that they're on and everything that is on the screen. And then you have Fusion 2021, which is a merger of the two applications. So prior, these applications did not work well together. And ever since the company merged together, they were able to make it so that they work very well together in this suite. So if you open up Fusion, you can use all of the reading commands and navigation commands that you know in JAWS. And then you also get the screen enhancements that you get from ZoomText. So we're going to start first by opening up ZoomText. And I'm just going to press my Windows key, and I'm just going to look for ZoomText. And there it is. Oh wait, I think I opened Zoom. Oops. You can delete that from the... There it is. And so this is the splash screen for ZoomText. And it may take a little while to load depending on your machine. But this machine is pretty fast, so it shouldn't take too long.
ZoomText enabled. ZoomText magnifier reader. Talk to ZoomText. Welcome to ZoomText 2021.
Okay, so here we get a basic prompt for when you first use ZoomText. It gives you some basic key commands and whatnot, but we're not going to go through that. And so this is your basic ZoomText interface, and you can... Okay, let me just quickly get through this. Okay, there we go. And the way that you can quickly magnify your screen is by holding the caps lock key and pressing up and down arrows. So right now I have it set to 3, and as you can see, it also modified my mouse pointer. So I have a yellow pointer that is also a little larger, and it's got black edges. And so here in our first tab, which is our magnifier tab, you have some settings. The first one being the spin box, where you can increase and decrease magnification, and you can use the key command as well.
3.5.
And as you can see, this is ZoomText magnifier reader, as it said. So the magnifier reader magnifies, and then it also reads to you whatever element you happen to be on. So if I hover, it's supposed to, I guess for some reason, I have to click.
Window.
Yeah. So window. So the first setting I'm going to show you is the window setting. So this basically lets you change what style magnification you want.
One window, one monitor.
So right now I'm set to one monitor. Two monitors won't show up because we don't have dual monitor set up right now, but ZoomText does support dual monitor setup.
Overview mode, freeze view.
Okay, I'll show you that in a moment.
Overview mode. Window settings. Overview mode, window, freeze view, one monitor, full chat,
Okay, so right now we have it set to full.
overlay.
Overlay, let me put that on.
Window overlay.
So it creates an overlay on your screen, and it's usually on the bottom right hand corner, but you can move it
Adjust
by pressing caps lock A, and then I can grab it and I can put it wherever I want, and I can even change the size of it, but I'll leave it here in the corner and I'll press escape to get out of there. And so as I increase or decrease magnification, it'll just be in this bottom right hand corner. Okay, so the next one,
One window, one monitor, full overlay chat lens.
lens,
Zoom window lens.
gives you like a little lens that follows your cursor wherever you go, and so I can zoom in, and it's like a little magnifying glass that you're holding up to your screen. I will say that the most popular one is the full. A lot of low vision users prefer the full, but these are all options that they should be aware of.
Full lens chat line.
Line, this is good for like if you're reading a large amount of text and you want to go line by line, reading it like this, kind of like CCTVs, sort of. You can just read it line by line. Getting back to where I was is a little difficult though. Here we go.
One window, one monitor, full line chat docked.
And then docked is similar to overlay.
Line chat docked.
Let's see if I can get it.
Docked at bottom.
I'll dock it to the bottom.
Zoom window docked bottom.
So the bottom half of my screen becomes my magnification area, and then docked has several options. So you can dock it to the bottom, to the top, to the left, or to the right, whichever you prefer. So right now it's set to bottom, and just like with the overlay, I can change the size of this dock, the docking view. Okay, so I'm going to go back to full.
One monitor, full. Zoom window full.
So there's my full. And then, so the next thing we're going to do is go through the colors. So if I just click this, it's automatically going to turn on color inversion. And before Fusion, which is before 2020, when you would turn on color inversion, images would get like that sort of X-ray kind of view where they didn't, you couldn't really tell what they were. But now with the latest version, if you're on the website and you refresh the page, the images will look normal again. So everything now, the colors flip. So if I go to a website right now, it will be black. See, you get the dark kind of theme. Okay.
Close all.
So I'm going to close all.
ZoomText magnifier reader. Color.
Okay. And then in here we have some additional.
Normal. Scheme chat.
Normal is the default.
One. Invert brightness chat.
Right now we're in invert brightness.
Invert colors.
Invert colors.
4. Blue to 3.
And we have
yellow on black.
So I'm going to go to yellow and black. So yellow and black looks like this. And so these are just for people that maybe can't see certain colors or just prefer the contrast with certain colors with the yellow and black, or all the other ones that they have.
Color. Scheme normal. Scheme chat. 4. Blue dye.
So there's
5.
blue,
Black and white.
black and white,
6.
or white on black.
White and black.
Okay,
Print
so
wall scheme check 1.
I'm going to go
In
back
color.
to 1, and I'll just put it back to normal.
Color enhancements disabled.
And the next thing is the mouse cursor.
Normal.
And these are all fully customizable. So if you just go to settings, and if you want to pick a different color for any one of these settings, you can, and you can mix and match. These are just the defaults that they give you. So I'm going to go to scheme, and you have some options. Yellow with full, which is the one we have now.
2. Red with circle.
Red with circle. Let's click that. So it looks like this. Red with a circle around it.
Pointer Custom scheme check. 1, 2, 3. Giant green.
Giant green,
Pointer.
so it's a big green cursor. This one is also pretty popular with users.
Point scheme check. Normal. Pointer. Normal. Point scheme check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control key crosshairs.
Okay.
Pointer.
So this gives you the, if I hold the control key, it gives me the crosshairs, kind of like a little target. So if I lose the mouse for whatever reason, it makes it easier for me to find it just by holding down the control key.
Point scheme checked. 2, 5, 6, 5. Circle when moving.
Circle when moving. So
Pointer.
when I'm moving, yeah, there you go. It's kind of, yeah, you can see it, yeah. It makes it, it circles the cursor itself.
Scheme checked. Scheme 6. Large yellow.
So large
Pointer.
yellow, I'll put it back to large yellow, that's our default. And then the cursor here,
Cursor.
this is the blinking cursor that you see like in Microsoft Word when you're typing. It turns that tiny little cursor, vertical cursor, into
Normal.
what you
Cursor.
see there.
Normal.
So
Cursor.
let's open up Word just so we can see that.
Cortana.
Microsoft Word. And so there's my cursor right there. So instead of the default one, I get this bigger one that has a bluish cursor on it.
State micros window zoom text
Okay,
magnifier.
and then I
reader.
can change that
Checked.
as well.
1. Blue wedge checked. 2. Green circle.
The green circle,
3. Red frame.
a red frame,
4. Thin magenta frame.
or a pig
Scheme
magenta
checked
frame.
and cursor.
So I can pick any one of those.
Custom scheme checked.
So let's just
Before,
do the magenta
cursor.
one just to see what that looks like.
Window document 1 Microsoft Word.
And for some reason it didn't really, let me see.
Document 1.
Don't really know why it didn't change.
Window zoom text magnifier reader cursor. Tooltip cursor 3.5. Scheme checked for 1. Scheme checked has submenu 1. Blue wedge 2. Cursor button for access key press. Window document
There we
1
go. So this is
Microsoft
the green
Word.
circle.
Space.
So it looks like that. Okay. So you're not
Status
changing.
bar. Zoom with cursor. Focus.
So I'm gonna put it back to blue.
Cursor button. Scheme checked 1. Blue wedge.
And
Scheme
again, these
checked
are
has
also
submenu
fully
1.
customizable.
Cursor
If you wanted a
button
blue
navigation.
circle, you can make it a blue circle by going down into the settings.
Cursor button.
Here.
Settings for access
Or
key
if you wanted
press.
a
Yes.
blue, purple wedge or a green wedge or whatever,
Cursor
you could
zoom
fully
text
customize that
magnifier
yourself.
reader. Focus. Tooltip focus. Caps lock plus F.
Focus, to be honest, these last two right here, they don't get used very much
Focus.
because
Caps
the
lock plus F.
default settings are what 99% of ZoomText users prefer. So focus just lets you pick what you want it to follow. So, you know, it's usually the mouse pointer.
Tooltip pointer.
So I'm not going to
Caps
get
lock
into that
degrees
very
zoom
much.
text.
But another really cool feature of
Window
ZoomText
document 1 micro document 1.
is that if I'm in an application and where, you know, everyone uses different applications, multiple applications for different things. So let's say for one application, I like the color inversion turned on and I like a different color cursor. I can actually fully customize my
Status
zoom
bar.
text here
Window zoom tech focus navigation cursor.
for that particular application. So if I turn on color inversion and I pick
Screen and normal for access.
a
Check for access 1.
different
Yellow with
cursor,
full 2. Red with
let's say I
circle
pick the red with the
pointer button.
circle,
Screen enhancements.
and I
Cursor
pick,
normal for
I'm going
access
to pick
key
the green
check for
circle.
1. Blue wedge 2. Green circle for
Pick the
cursor
green
button
circle for the
access
cursor
key
for
press.
Microsoft
Window
Word.
document
See,
1
really
Microsoft
good contrast there. I can save this configuration for this particular application.
Talk to Cortana.
So I'm going to go to
Windows
ZoomText,
document 1,
and I'm going to go
ZoomText.
here
ZoomText menu button
to
for
the
access
ZoomText
key.
menu,
Application settings for
application
access key
settings
press.
right
Save
here.
application settings
I
for
click
access
on
key press.
Save
Yes.
Applications.
Yes button for yes.
It saved it.
Text magnifier
So I'm going to
document 1.
exit Microsoft
Window
Word.
document 1 Microsoft message
I'm gonna
box
not
Microsoft
save.
button for Windows Zoom text magnifier.
And if you
reader.
notice, once it exited
menu button
ZoomText,
for access
I mean, I'm
key
sorry,
press.
Microsoft
Alt,
Word,
comma, Z.
my settings went back to what they were before.
Zoom
So
text
I get my yellow
magnifier
cursor
reader.
back, my color
Zoom
inversion
text
is back to
menu.
normal. The minute I open up Microsoft Word, you're going to see that my settings will come back. And it takes a little minute. It takes a couple of seconds for the settings
Starting.
to come back. Well, actually, look, it already did it. So you can see that it's the dark theme. The color inversion is turned on. My cursor is red circle, and I'm sorry, my cursor is the green circle, and then my mouse pointer is the red with the circle.
Paragraph.
So these settings get saved, and you can do this for all of your applications. So if you have a different configuration for Excel or for the internet, you can just save the configuration, and it will remember it every time you open up that application.
Windows
All right.
Text Magnifier Reader. Zoom text menu button for
So
access key
for the
press.
next,
Alt, Z.
let's go to the
Talk to
Reader
Zoom text.
tab. So in the Reader tab, we can change the kind of voice. So there are different voices, and you can download and preview, the voices. You don't have to use the voice that you're hearing right now. So you can download and pick your favorite voice, and users like that feature a lot. They like to be able to pick the voices that they find most appealing, or sometimes people like the most natural sounding, or if you want a British or an Australian sounding person talking to you, then you can pick that as well. Here is the speech rate.
110 words per minute.
So 110 words per minute, and the faster you go,
160 words per minute.
so you can hear that it's speeding up.
120, 100,
So I'm
100 words per
going to
minute.
keep it at 100 words per minute.
Keyboard.
So keyboard, this basically is going to, whatever you want it to echo. So mouse echo, basically whatever I point at or whatever I click at, I can choose how much of it I want to hear back.
No instant.
So no instant or instant, like basically how fast I want to hear it.
Hover chat.
Hover. So if I wanted to say whatever I'm hovering over at that time, that's what it will do.
Settings. Hover chat. No echo.
Okay. And then no echo just means it's going to happen right away.
Instant.
It won't
No
say
echo.
anything.
No instant.
And then instant is right away.
Hover chat. Settings. Hover chat.
So if I do hover, which is what it's on right now,
JAWS 2021. Acrobat Reader.
so whatever I hover over, it's going to
Recycle bin.
say it back to
JAWS
me.
2020.
Okay.
Verbosity.
Verbosity, I'm going to show you what this means. So verbosity just means how much information do you want the program to give to you. So if your verbosity is set to low,
Medium.
which right now it's set to low,
Verbosity
and,
set to low.
I'm going to go here and I'm going to press tab.
Verbosity.
All that's said right now is verbosity. If I set the verbosity to high,
Settings. Medium. High. Reader verbosity set.
and I come
Mouse
here,
button for access key press.
watch what happens when I tab over.
No echo check for access. Mouse verbosity button for access key press. Alt, R, V.
So notice it told me verbosity, and then it also gave me the key command for it, and it gave me a lot more information. So verbosity just gives you more information about the specific element that you're on. So instead of it telling you maybe, if you're on a website and you encounter a link that says about us, if you have verbosity set to very high, it might say about us link, or whatever the kind of control it is. So verbosity is just how much information you want, and usually beginners will start with a higher, medium or high verbosity, and then as they get more advanced, they don't need much information, so they usually like it lower.
Instant for access settings. Instant for access.
Let's leave this one instant,
Low for access.
and let's put this back to low.
Set to low. Reading tools.
Okay.
App reader.
Okay, the app reader. Basically what this tool does is if you're in Microsoft Word and you have like a bunch of text typed up, or if you're on a website, actually let's try to go to a website now, and let's see if we can turn this on.
Microsoft Edge.
So let's say we go to okay, here on the Miami Lighthouse website, if I click this link,
Maximize Miami Lighthouse org in one more page.
and then
Microsoft
if I
Edge.
turn on
Zoom text
App
magnifier
Reader.
Zoom reader. App reader.
let's see what happens. Oh, it did. Okay.
Websites are this generation's wheelchair ramp.
So notice that it puts a red block around my text, and it basically, the screen will follow along with the text. So as it reads, it's going to continue to follow along. And then you have different settings for this as well. And you can tell that you're in app reader mode because you get a little icon underneath your mouse. And to escape from app reader mode, you just press escape. And let's just look at some of these settings.
Use text view.
So text view.
Text views. Use speak and tool. Use app view. Chat. Use text view.
Let's see text view. Let's see if it does it. How well it does it on this particular.
Reading is not available. App view reading in it.
Let's see. Okay, so it's not available on this particular site. But if it were in Microsoft Word, it would just display all of my text in like a big prompt. So the text would be all by itself in very large print. And by default, it usually will display on a black background. And it'll follow along with highlighted text, kind of like a teleprompter. And so that's your app reader.
Zoom text magnifier reader. App reader. Zones. Zone new. Zone reader.
And then zones, I'll be honest, this is another one of those features that 99% of users won't use. So I'm just going to leave that where it is. But if you want to know more about it, you can just hover over it and it gives you a brief description. And then in tools, we have some special features. Finder's a really good one because with Finder, it's exactly what it says. So if you're looking for a specific word or text or link on a website or on a Word document, the Finder opens and then you can specify what word it is or what kind of element it is. Is it a link? Is it a button? And it's going to find it for you. So it works a lot. If you're all familiar with Find and Replace in Microsoft Word or just Control Find on the internet, it works very similarly, just a little bit and a couple extra features. Camera, this works when you have it's called a Pro camera. So you connect that to your computer, and with the Pro camera you can use it like a CCTV where you can scan documents, and you can use the camera to zoom in on them. You can do OCR on them. And I accidentally somehow just invoked our voice assistant, and I don't even know how I did that because I didn't say the wake word. So since it interrupted, we should just talk about it. So ZoomText 2021 comes with a voice assistant, kind of like Siri and the Google Assistant, where if you say the wake word, which the wake word is zoomy, and this time it didn't work. But when you say the wake word, you can actually have it do a lot of the commands for you. So let's see if it works. Zoomy. See, now it didn't work. So I'll just click it.
Voice assistant.
Oh wait. Zoomy. Didn't work.
Voice tools. Voice assistant. Set it. Getting started. Tools. Voice assistant.
So I just invoked it with the key command, which is Alt caps lock space bar. Increase magnification. So you see it just increased the magnification. I can do it again. Decrease magnification. Invert brightness.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Okay, so as you can see, there's some work to be done there. So it's your virtual assistant, and usually it works with the wake word. It might not be set up to work yet with the wake word, but when you have it set up, you just say zoomy, and it increase magnification. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Okay, so the wake word does work right now. So when you have the wake word, you just say the word and then the command, and it will do the command that you specify. And that's pretty much it for ZoomText. So now let me just go to, let me close out ZoomText, and then Fusion is going to look exactly the same. I'm just going to run it one time just so you can see it. Fusion is a great tool because for users that are low vision and their vision is progressive, so it's getting worse, and they expect to go totally blind one day. Fusion is a great transition tool from, them becoming magnifier users, screen magnification users, to screen reader users, because it encompasses both. So you can use all of your magnification features up until they're no longer efficient for you, and then you can rely more on the screen reading part of this program. So it's really a great transition tool, and it's a lot of people like this new program. But as you can see, it's exactly the same as zoomtext. It just has all of the JAWS features. So if you're familiar at all with JAWS, the screen reading program, you can use all of your JAWS key commands inside of Fusion. And also all of the settings that you created in zoomtext also transfer over to here. So you don't have to worry about changing settings for different applications and whatnot. They all transfer over and they all work. Okay, and as you can see, I get the JAWS eloquent voice when I open Fusion, just so that you know which app is open at the time. So let's close that. And now let's go through some of the standard features inside of Windows 10 that you get. So if a low vision user doesn't have this program or current access to it at the time, there's some really great features inside of Windows 10 that they can utilize, and you can get to them you can get to them in two ways. So you can first, in the start menu, just type ease of access, press the Windows key and type ease of access, or you can hold on the Windows key and press the letter U, and it will take you there. And then here there's a bunch. So I'm gonna start with one. So the Windows magnifier, you can invoke that also just by pressing holding down the Windows key, pressing plus, which is right next to backspace, and then continuing to hold the Windows key. If you press plus again, it's going to increase magnification, and then pressing minus right next to it will decrease magnification. And so here in the Ease of Access Center, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. So the first being, you can change the size of the text of the operating system. So if I drag this to the maximum and I hit apply, the text is now much larger. And this is system-wide. So I go to the start menu, you can see the text is much larger now. So this is everywhere. The next thing that you can do is on the mouse cursor, just like zoomtext, you can pick different ones. You can pick black, you can pick invert, or you can pick your own color, and you can also make it big. You can even get bigger than the one on zoomtext, so it's pretty huge. So we're going to shrink it down, and we'll just pick, pick the purple here. Make it a little smaller. So there you go, now you have your cursor. And zoomtext has those, Windows Magnifier or Windows 10 have very similar features to like the color inversion, except they are in a different location. So to get there, I'm going to right click on my desktop, go down to personalize, and then under personalize, I go to colors, and then right here I have a choice of my window view, which I can do light or dark. Windows right now, Windows is set to dark. If I pick light, my start menu, the background will be white with black text. So I'm going to leave it there, and then if I want app view to be dark, I can click dark. There you go. So now you see we get a dark mode, and it looks very nice. So if a low vision user prefers the black on white, they can do that here, and it works across all applications. Well, most that support it anyway. So for this to work with Microsoft Office, you have to have the latest version of Office, which is 2019. So in 2019, this works really well. But if I open up Google Chrome, it knows, and Google Chrome automatically goes into dark mode and whatnot. And that is all I have for you today on Fusion and the magnification tools in Windows 10. Thank you for watching. Okay, so now I want to show you some of the features accessibility features for low vision users that are available on smartphones. So most modern smartphones come with a suite of accessibility features that are built into the phone. So this doesn't require any additional software to be downloaded or purchased. It just comes right out of the box. The user will just have to enable them when they set up their phone for the first time, and they're good to go after that. And so on the iPhone, these features can be found in settings, and then you go to accessibility right here in the first menu, and then there's a bunch of features, and they're grouped by depending on what kind of disability that you may have. So it's a visual disability or hearing, and other things of that nature. They're grouped in that way. So we're going to go to right now zoom, which I currently already have it enabled, and there are some different settings here. I can change if I want a full zoom or window zoom or whatever, and right here you can see it tells you how to use it. So you double tap with 3 fingers and you push up and down to change the magnification. So I'm going to double tap and push up to increase magnification. So as you can see, there you go. And it's actually pretty easy to navigate. So see, it says follow focus is on. Smart typing. Smart typing basically, Smart typing is basically the keyboard. When it pops up, that part of the phone won't be zoomed in. It'll be just the upper area, so that you can type like normal. And so the way that it looks on the home screen, and you can do this from anywhere on the device. So I can be on Safari, I can be inside of any app, and I can always zoom in and just pan around with my 3 fingers. And then if I want to get out of it, I can double tap and it gets out. Double tap again, goes back in, pan around, and so on. And then another thing is you can, let me go back. In display and brightness, you can also, if you prefer dark mode, you can also enable dark mode. So if you like the black background with the white text, you have that available, and that's a system-wide setting. And then right here, text size, I can choose the size of the text that I want. So I can make it smaller or I can make it much bigger. So if I do that and I go back, now you'll see it's much larger, and everything on the phone will appear this way. So messages and phone calls and phone numbers and things like that will be much larger and easier to see. And all of these settings again can be found in settings, and you go to accessibility, and you can configure everything there. And there's even a quick shortcut menu that you can configure. And for that, you go to settings, you go to accessibility. Did I pass it? No, here it is, accessibility. All the way down at the bottom, it says accessibility shortcut. So you can configure this to use any one of these accessibility settings. So right now I have it set so that I can use any one of these. So screen inversion is basically dark mode or not, but dark mode actually works better. Voiceover is the screen reader for the iPhone. So if you're totally blind, you can access all of the phone's features using the voiceover screen reader. Zoom is what we have enabled right now. And then the magnifier, I'm going to demo that for you right now. Magnifier opens up the camera, and with this you can, let's get this pen right here. I can actually zoom in and I can try to read it. So you see I have it zoomed in, and then I can read it right there. See, it says best pen ever. So works really well. And then if I want to take a picture, let's see if I can set it correctly. Say I want to take a picture right there. Yeah, there you go, best pen, boom. It takes a picture, and you see now it's frozen. So if it's something that I need to be able to write down or something, a phone number on a business card or a serial number on the back of something, I can take a picture and then write it down. And and be done. So that is it for the iPhone accessibility features. Thank you. So these are just a few of the many features, software programs that we teach our clients here at the Miami Lighthouse, our low vision clients. But there are many more, many other programs and alternatives. And we thank you for watching.